Now, we can give him for it, and you can on him for it, but try not to take any more into that. He's an 84-year-old boomer. Of course he's going to be disconnected from everyone. He's been rich all his life. Well, we got another one. Another senseless celebrity saying things that they really don't even know what the hell they're talking about. And George Takei, he's an old Star Trek guy from the original Star Trek television show. And he became famous from that, but then he was a LGBTQAI plus activist. I think he was an activist for that stuff. And then he got on Twitter, and he started saying all kinds of silly Twitter stuff, accusing people of things. I'm sure that he participates in cancel culture and all of this fun stuff, though people have went after him and have claimed that he has done some unsavory things in his past as well, because, you know, we are all hypocrites. We all try to put ourselves up on this pedestal, but we end up getting knocked down by reality. And reality is your fellow man telling you that you're being a douchebag asshole. Now, let's see what's up with old George Takei. What's George Takei's hot take? Hot take, George Takei. Americans, we can endure higher food prices. Americans, we can endure higher prices for food and gas if it means putting the screws to Putin. Consider it a patriotic duty donation in the fight for freedom over tyranny. When the does this guy ever talk about patriotism? When has this guy ever talked about patriotism? When does he ever care about that? How come now, politically, since it's lining up? Because you do see that the Republicans and the Democrats both agree that we need to be at war with Russia, which is a devastatingly scary thing. You have people like this who are pushing for regular Americans, you know, the Americans that have went through a pandemic for 2 years, 2.5 years, shutdowns, lockdowns, mandates, all these crazy things going on that will make you lose all of your money, not to mention the housing market, not to mention car prices are higher than they've ever been. Everything's higher than it's ever been. And now you're saying, suck it up, do more. Because we want to go to war now? Because we want to? Who wants to? What are we defending? What exactly are we defending, and what would we be defending? And why do we need to put the screws to Putin? For what? We willingly buy their gas. We willingly buy their gas. And we're still doing it, even though we want to be at war. Do we want to be at war with them? Because we're buying gas from them. It might be a bad idea. It's just, what makes sense? How come no one makes any sense? All this is ridiculous. And then one of the replies, we can endure higher prices for food and gas, but some can endure them more easily than others. That's pretty much what he was saying. Oh, yeah, 84-year-old boomer. Of course. Great boomer take, bro. Great boomer take. And then we have over here,
the reason why the price of gas is going up is not because of steps the president has taken. They are because President Putin is invading Ukraine, and that is creating a great deal of instability in the global marketplace.
So they've been, I don't understand that. They've been attacking Ukraine for the past 2 years. That's why everything's increased, or everything's already been increasing. It's already been increasing. Dude, she's full of shit. They're all full of shit. Everybody's full of shit. Everyone's full of shit. Oh yeah. That's what we always come down to. Let's look at more of these replies for old George Takei. Says the rich guy. Good for you, rich guy. And we got a BizPack review. Is where this article is, where they picked up some of the best replies. Guy worth at least $14 million lecturing poor Americans on sacrifice is rich. No pun intended. That is very rich. Very rich. I saw this tweet last night, and it sits with me still. It is the same attitude used to justify shutting down businesses indefinitely. Yes, it's for your health. Exactly. It's the same thing, though. Keeping people from dying loved ones and stealing years of childhood, and the ones clamoring for the sacrifice. Sacrifice nothing. Exactly. That's the thing. They sacrifice nothing. But they can tell you to sacrifice everything. Because, you know, making it to the gas station is hard whenever you don't have money to get there. Putting gas in the car is hard to do. Putting food on your plates are hard to do if you do not have access to money, if you lose your job, if you shut down. I mean, come on. At least we're not shut down anymore, right? Rich celebs under Trump patriotism. Under Trump, patriotism is white supremacy. Rich celebrities under Biden. Patriotism is not being able to afford anything. Well, you not being able to afford anything, serfs. Y'all a bunch of slaves. If George Takei and Making Sense ever come in contact with one another, they will mutually annihilate each other with an explosive force that could level a city. That's a pretty good one. And we saw that one. The liberal disdain for the poor in this country is unconscionable. That's what it seems like. Are you going to help feed us, George? I live on disability and can't afford it. Yeah, if you're on disability, you're going to have a hard time either way. Like the world is going to be hard. Life is going to be hard if you're on disability, if you're just a regular person out there trying to take care of yourself, let alone your whole family. God forbid you have to take care of other mouths. If you have other mouths to feed, it makes it more complicated. It makes it more tough. So again, it's easy to go on these little rants and talk about people who are completely disconnected with the real world and real life in general. But an important thing for us to do is to step back and understand that no matter what, there's always going to be people who don't understand what the hell is going on. They're just going to be dum-dums. Now, we can give them shit for it, and you can shit on them for it, but try not to take any more into that. He's an 84-year-old boomer. Of course he's going to be disconnected from everyone. He's been rich all his life. He spent some time in internment camps, but that must have given him a little bit of character, I guess. I mean, what exactly makes people lose their connection with regular, normal people, especially being through a pandemic. You would really think that he would think about these types of things. And we all need to think about these types of things before we post them, before we put things out there like that. But not much you can do, man. There's not much you can do. This is hilarious, though. I love seeing people step in crap and then walk right back into it. You know, like Joy Behar talking about Italy, and then the very next week she busted her butt. You can't plan this stuff out any better, man. You can't plan this stuff out any better. Anyways, that's another good one. That's another fun one for the old celebrity hot takes. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and all that other good stuff. Helps the algorithms, or at least I'm told.